Okay, not yet.
Thank you.
Think I'm all.
Nope, okay. Doing it from another room.
Call to order. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Call to order. Bob? Ask her to take a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Want to make approval to review the October meeting minutes? You want to make an
I
approval?
did review them. I would like to make a congratulations. Nice job, Greg. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed.
Director's report. So first thing I'll do, you take it'll be more of a project update report. So if you got a project stack, but take a look at the monthly report that you've been given. I don't know how many of you actually take a look at the reports that we send out. This is a really good packet for question answering. If you ever get questions about where we are with projects, it's a lot of really good detail about the projects that we have going on. We do have some updated pictures of Middle Creek. They're actually doing a lot of grading out there right now. So we're moving forward that project pretty swiftly at this point now. So it's a really good thing. Beaver Creek, we have learned a lot in Beaver Creek with LAP funding and just all of the paperwork that goes along with the funding that we receive for LAP. And so it's just a really stringent process, and it's a lot of paperwork, but we're almost to the finish line of being able to do a notice to proceed. So, but it's been challenging because both of us, Angela and I both, have been learning a lot along the way. So it's been very educational. I can't remember if I told y'all or not, but the pickleball courts are open over at Apex Community Park. I don't know if I had explained that the last meeting.
So I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not on Facebook as well.
So we do have 3 pickleball courts now open at Apex Community Park. I think they've been received very well. A lot of great compliments about that. We are getting some comments about the Pleasant Park courts not having lights. I think I explained why that is earlier in one of our meetings, which is there was an agreement that was made between the neighbors as well as the department or the town about not lighting that area. So just in case you do get any questions about that, that is something that's still floating out there. People are making a lot of comments on social media about that as well.
So just so we know, all the pickleball courts that have lights are Apex Elementary.
It's Apex Elementary, Kelly Road, the Nature Park, Apex Community Park. And I think that's it.
Okay.
The others are out in Pleasant, which it's 6 out there. So
Is it listed on the website anywhere? Which ones have lights?
I don't know if it's in detail about it, but I believe it was, but I don't want to put that out there. I'll check and make sure it does. If it's not listed,
That might be helpful, right? Some searches to see. So
they find out, they let it find.
There are folks who are playing there at 6:30 in the morning. And I did get one report of folks who tried going about dusk and playing with lighted balls. So there's.
Yeah, I have heard that there are lit balls and somebody had neon, like lit paddles or something too. I don't know. So there is a thing. Apparently some people were trying to play with car lights out there as well, is what I've heard from operations staff. So yeah, it's, we're getting a lot of different things right now. Just a quick update on the street hockey courts. going through the approval process with planning. We did a submittal. We've got the submittal back now with comments and questions. And once those comments and questions are handled, we'll send it back for another review and hopefully an approval for that. The bike track, we are working through. We have an RFQ out. It went out. We only had one person or one company put in a bid for it or proposal for it. And so we've got to put it back out now. And we'll see where that goes because it's a design build. So we've got to get it back out on the market and see if anybody else comes back. But if we only get one this next time, we could potentially take that.
Do you know how many companies it was sent to, or?
I think there were at least 5 companies.
That's a niche space.
So, and the cost of the project, I think, kind of steer people away from it. Just one.
It did. We got a call from a couple companies that wanted to go after it, but they were design firms working with this, like the contractor, and they were like, "There's no money in there for design.
Right.
Like there's money for the construction, but nothing for design." So there's no design firms going after it.
Right.
So there's a company that did Stanley Park out in
What's it called?
Stanley. They did Stanley Park out in Lee County.
Okay. Sorry.
Joseph Keel. I know that was like a mountain bike specific. If you haven't sent it to them, I know that was a budget one, and it's now winning all kinds of awards.
You said Stanley.
Stanley Park, yeah. There's more of a gravity track, so it's like downhill. And if I'll be at the, I don't know if anybody in your staff will be there, but I'll be at the North South Carolina conference. So if I see
Yeah, I'll be
parts, okay, well, so you'll see the same.
Yeah. I'll be there. Too small for y'all.
What'd you say?
Oh, too small. No, they're calling.
Yeah, too small, yeah. That's one of those things. So the company that did the Stanley Park was like you'd have to talk to their director, but it's won awards, but it's
And whose department is it?
Joseph Keel, Lee County.
Okay.
I could choose contact if you want.
Yeah, if you could just email that to me.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
So Craig, I'll also email you a contact because there's a company that builds them that reached out to you guys in the site collaborative. Graham Smith. He reached out and said, "Here's a company." They called us and like, the guy wanted to go after. So I'll give you his answer.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm trying to think of any other projects right now that y'all are having interest in.
I can add the one. So the Middle Creek, if you guys look at page 10, 10 and
Feasibility
11.
study?
Huh?
Is that what you're talking about? Feasibility?
No.
Oh, okay.
So this is the Middle Creek Greenway. So if you look at the far right-hand side where the green line stops, I'm working on a big subdivision project that's going to extend the Middle Creek Greenway, probably another
I forget how far of it.
3/4 of a mile.
At least that.
And it's, the sewer outfalls in, the whole path has been cleared and graded and set up. So when Middle Creek opens, that greenway will also add on to the town system as well. So it'll look like an even longer project.
And we're doing the feasibility study for the northern part of that. That'll go up to 1010 Road, that area. So,
Yeah.
I think that's about all I have. I will say, we were talking about a little bit about it. The parade went wonderfully. We actually lead the town's kind of piece of that now, so it's in Parks and Rec. Lisa Rashke, she did an outstanding job. But the Rotary did awesome, PD, Public Works, everything went really well. I think there were some complaints about parking, of course.
Online.
Yeah. So PD's kind of dealing with that side of it. But other than that, I think it went really well. We also had the tree lighting, which I saw Jeff at. That went really well as well. So got some suggestions. So we'll look at those for next year too.
So I'll say my wife is handicapped due to MS and stuff, and we were able to pull our car easily with the pass that let us right where we need to go, and I was able to. I just dropped her off, but no issues. So I know there's challenges, so maybe it's more of a getting proper information out, right? Type thing. I thought if we participated, it was an awesome experience. Did y'all change the orientation of the hockey rink?
We did not.
Okay, so
I don't think we did. Actually, Yes, we did. We
Okay.
changed them north-south.
There
Yeah,
are north south now, okay.
yeah, we did change them north-south. Yeah, we
Okay.
did.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm I wasn't.
Yeah, when he first said that, I was like,
Well, I was like, they were this way. And I was like,
yeah,
okay, just wanted to confirm.
and that's a better option.
Yeah, whatever.
We should have, we didn't, honestly, we didn't even think about it on the front end about why that would be a bad idea.
I'm glad they fit north-south.
Yeah,
Well, that's,
Right, that's good.
it is a good thing.
Yeah.
when we first looked at it, that's why I asked. It's like, but if it that way.
It's fine. I think that's about it. That's all I got.
Pleasant Park.
Okay, well, so I'll talk about a little bit about Pleasant.
Ball court.
So let's talk about, so we had,
The slides.
we've had a lacrosse tournament there. We've had 2 soccer tournaments there. We did look at numbers on Placer AI is what it's called.
Yeah, it's a great app.
And it's an application that kind of gives you numbers for how many people are at a certain site at a certain time. They base it off of your phones.
I did a session on it for NRPA.
It's pretty amazing.
So let's tell you.
I will tell you, at least the second tournament we had, they were just giving us an example of the numbers that we had at the park on that tournament date, which was like November 11th. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had 18,000 people at the park within those 3 days. And then they're able to show you where they came from, where they go eat, where they go stay. And it was really interesting to see all of the information because they were from all over the East Coast. I mean, it was Ohio, Florida, obviously North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, they were from everywhere. So that was pretty cool to see. And 18,000 people went in the park, which is pretty amazing.
Placer AI. It's cool. So I did, I don't want to sidebar too much, but at NRPA school, we did a session on it and like Denver's using it to now look at the data and say, all right, we're going to go reach out to these community partners and say, here's why you should be a sponsor, or here's why you can support us because
The data
people
saying.
either came from or went to this or that. And so,
Because you
yeah,
basically could put a geosense, but you could put it over this building.
Okay.
And it will tell you how many people visited the building within this certain amount of time. So it's pretty amazing.
it's used for engagement stuff too. I use it with a couple, it's awesome.
But it's not cheap. And we were just demoed it. So our hope was to get other departments on board. So it's something that maybe we can all look at for next fiscal year, share that data.
So the other question to ask is, and you go to baseball tournaments all the time. Do you have to use like Anthony Travel or a company to book your hotel?
It depends on the tournament.
So,
It's like the stay and play type thing.
yeah, so as our kids were going through soccer towards the end, they started requiring you to use a certain travel company for their tournament. Because something we talked to Craig about was not only the people going to the tournament, I don't know how many people stayed at the local hotel.
Right.
So I can offer this to you.
Yeah.
The majority of the people were not staying in Apex, because number one, Apex just doesn't have a lot of hotels.
Right.
And
But the
hotels they-
majority of the people were staying over by the airport. The majority were splitting the difference between WRAL.
And it'd be interesting to see how many of them are playing like one game in WRL and
Right.
2 Apex or vice versa. Because
Yeah.
they try to do that with the older ages. And that's, I think, the 2 that came here were the older
There
ones.
was,
Because they want to get them recruited.
so that was, it was really interesting seeing it. Let's just say they had 800 platforms, which would be the phones that they were basing all this information off of. It was like 6 to 8% went to Beaver Creek Commons. And then everything else was like on the Raleigh side that was on the top side. So
Do you think most of those people were people that flew here anyway, like from
that,
Ohio?
when they showed
Oh,
when they showed it, it was interesting because it seemed like there wasn't much up in that area. It was more like Crabtree Valley Mall, and the bigger places like that.
Well, and we probably all know, I mean, when we go to big tournaments like that, and we've got, you know, a few hotels to choose from, as a team, we're always like, where are the restaurants?
Yeah.
Where are the things that, you know, to eat, to do
right.
with the kids? Where's the bar? You know, you look for those things, because after you're done on a long day of soccer or baseball, that's all you want to do.
Which one is happy hour at the hotel?
Right.
Hotel bar?
Yeah, you wanna drive, park your car at a hotel and walk everywhere first, drive to the hotel close and then drive again. So
Right.
So the way we're looking at it is like, if we're able to do something like that, I mean, you could get sponsorships off of
Yeah.
the, and you can show them the data, hey, this is your percentage now, but if you get out, we get your information out, maybe you'll get more of a percentage of people coming here.
It does a lot of other cool stuff too. I can send you guys the case study we did.
It's awesome, but it's $20,000+ a year, I think. That's what we heard. So there's an expense to it, but you could make that up pretty quick. Our concession area out there. So for the first 3 events, what was it, 4,000? It's $3,000 to $4,000 we've made off of concessions for us. We get a certain percentage off of the person running the concession stand. So that's another point of revenue for the department. So it's really good. And it's a great facility.
It's awesome.
Do you have good concessions?
They really are. Like, I've heard some comments about it. They're not bad concessions.
Yeah,
They don't cook burgers on site. I
okay.
mean, it's heated up burgers, but they're
Yeah.
good, like Angus burgers from like Costco.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's heated up and
Okay.
stuff. So
But you can get a burger, because
you can get a burger. Yeah.
sometimes when you're at these tournaments for 8 to 10 hours, you're like,
Popcorn
I have to
and
run
chips.
out, you have to run out and get the kids something because they're starving, and
Right.
it's 5 miles away, and I need to get back for the game, and.
You don't want to lose your parking spot. You don't want to lose your parking spot.
Yeah,
So the only, and I'll offer this too, the only tournament that we had parking issues with was the lacrosse tournament. The 2 soccer pieces we did not have issues with at all.
I think part of that though was nobody expected this was gonna happen. We ended up having the opening
That's right.
so close to a lacrosse tournament, you know, which of course initially we had to,
That's right.
and I mean, there were thousands of people at the playground. Is that gonna?
Oh, it was
I
packed.
think so. If you had a lot of competition.
And the weather was, I mean, the weather was really good, at least for the grand opening and leading up to the tournament. The weather was a little off for the tournament, but I mean, we're averaging over, 3,000 cars a day out there. So it's amazing.
congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I mean,
a testament to everybody. I mean, it's a great facility, so. Looks awesome.
baseball fields.
And we are, and so I will say that there's conversations about that right now too. So they're not,
Your kids will be out of high school.
I
by then.
know, my kids are, yeah.
it's
I said it's
It's
coming
coming.
about soccer. when my
it's
kids were still-
it's coming sooner than, or at least we hope that it's coming sooner than what we originally thought. I can't talk too much about it right
Right. And what else is coming in that phase? That's, we're gonna have another shelter.
That's gonna be like a 200-person shelter. It's gonna be gigantic. We don't have anything like that anywhere else in Apex. So it'll be another shelter, sand volleyball court, and that's gonna be located over by the open play field where the huge mound is currently. And that mound will be taken down.
That'll be cross-country start.
That'll be the cross-country start. We're looking at something that we hadn't thought of originally for overflow parking, if we can get that hill cut down enough, because we need it, especially, I don't know that we'll ever be able to do baseball event and soccer event. It's just not enough parking. But it will help for the overflow if we needed that. There's also the 4 baseball fields, and we're trying to make at least a couple of those larger. We want to try to push it out to 400 feet for at least 2 of them. I don't know what necessarily the vision was for that originally, but 400 in center is needed for the older kids, and that's what we're shooting for.
We'll keep the concession building. And
The concession building, so it'll be another smaller kind of field house in between those, so it'll have a concession area it probably will have a couple of office spaces in there as well, so. Then there's a maintenance, covered maintenance and gated maintenance area, and then there'll be batting cages, as well.
Is there a small shelter across from the pickleball area? Two or no?
Over by the pickleball area, up where the, that open field play is, that's where the other shelter's gonna sit. Yeah, that'll be the closest one.
The reports I'm getting is that
Bathroom.
the men are doing the porta potties, but the ladies are having to jump in there. There's a drive over to, you know,
Oh.
building, so.
Well, there won't be anything closer. So that'll definitely, I mean, we'll get some thoughts about that, I'm sure. So. But we put the porta johns out there because really, I mean, that is quite a haul to get to the other side, so. But yeah, Pleasant Park.
Okay.
Congrats. Yep. Anything else?
Good. Unless I got another question.
Chairman's report? I don't have anything. Darrell didn't have anything. Public comment?
Madam.
Just battling.
Same.
Do you want to say anything?
Happy holidays.
Old business? New business? Motion canceling July 3rd meeting?
What is
Yeah,
July?
is there a reason?
The July timeframe? Well, in July, it's really tough to get everybody here for a quorum. So that's the purpose of at least entertaining it, if y'all would like to do so. Because last year, we would not have had a quorum. And that's why we went ahead and canceled last year in July. And then obviously the December, November timeframe, that's the second motion on here too. So.
Unless anybody has any discussion, I'll make a motion to cancel the July 2024. Parks and Rec meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I.
Yeah, but my only thing,
That's
Kurt,
6
would be
months
if,
away.
if there's something vital, would you potentially call an
Yes.
ad hoc meeting? Okay,
Okay, good.
And we've always had those discussions.
okay, that's probably my, I don't think that would be the case, but just.
Yep.
So discussion of possible motion to combine the November and December meetings for 2024.
Best way to avoid.
Yeah,
We've done it for,
yeah.
we've done it for 12 years, at least 12 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Would it, does it make sense to just make that a standard, or does it have to, do you have to start with 12 as per some
I
bylaw?
think we'll start with 12. I know that Alan's looking at schedules, the town clerk. And I don't know that there's been any movement there, so I would just say we did vote on it at least.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years I've been in politics.
When did
We will.
we combine, what meeting was it we combined this December 6th? I was like, I do not remember,
We didn't do November.
didn't,
We combined November, we combined November.
December.
but when did we decide on?
Okay, it was, it's been a little while too,
Okay,
but it's been, actually, I think it was the April.
Because I went back and looked, I think it was actually January.
Okay, so it was January.
oh, but like
Last
January,
Left.
okay, good, because I thought I was going crazy, I was like, I do not remember talking about it.
And the reason we did that is because they kind of set the schedule out for the year.
Yeah.
That's why we did it.
I texted Jeff and I texted Lisa, I'm like, what, like, when did we decide to do it? Like, I don't remember ever voting.
We didn't either, so I went back and it was.
Okay.
I'm glad you didn't show up.
Yeah. me
I paused and looked at my calendar too, so.
Yeah.
I get you.
I should have played you and said, yeah, we have a meeting, I'll see you tomorrow.
So, motion to combine December.
Make a motion to combine the November and December 2024 meetings to December 4th, 2020. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Anything else?
Update your calendar. Your computer.
Someone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Voting to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I, good stuff.
You haven't seen it, the mural behind you is that public art project. Oh, that's so cool.
He stops.
Very cool.
Let me go check. Okay. You can do it from that room.
Thank you, ma'am.